Welcome to LFFL Primetime, your what to watch for edition. Colts and Steelers in the year 2022 doesn't inspire a lot of like, oh my gosh, got to watch this game like San Francisco Miami will next week. But still some stuff in play. So let's check it out. We'll start in the original league where Todd holds a slim 3-point lead over Phil, who still brings Jonathan Taylor to the game tomorrow night. This looks like a W for Phil. However, you never know. There is a reason we play these games. Jonathan got dinged up. Phil doesn't come back to win. Greg, a sizable advantage over Bill. Looks good to beat Bill up 40. Bill has Paris Campbell. Andy up 22 over Matt, who has Najee Harris. Certainly 22 is not ridiculous amount of hill to climb. We'll consider Andy the favorite in that one still. In Josh, a sizable 50-point lead over Eric, who just has Michael Pittman. I have officially won my game over Miles. Now, playoffs. What are we doing here? Are you kidding me with these playoffs? Nobody is in yet. Greg is in. If he can close out that win, we like him to do so over here in the command center. In with help. I am in if Eric loses tonight. Eric obviously down 50 points. Likely to lose tonight. I will likely be in. Todd can also get in tonight with that Eric loss, but he does also have to win. Not likely. Only up 3 on Phil with Jonathan Taylor. Officially out. Miles. The second leading scorer in the league is the first team eliminated from playoff contention on the season. Some years, they're like that, ain't they, Miles? Feel bad for Miles right there, but look, I'm sure Miles is kicking butt in some other leagues for sure. Phil also out if he does not come back to beat Todd. If he can come back to beat Todd, Phil does stave off elimination for another week. What to watch for in the LFFL2? We have 3 winners already. Eric, Andy, and Greg have won their games. Still to be decided. Phil, a huge lead over the Merrills that obviously will go Phil's way. And then Todd, the 35-34 lead. Todd has Najee Harris and Michael Pittman. Sean has Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh defense. What does this all mean? Eric, with Bill's loss, Eric beats me. Eric will have a 1-game lead with 5 to play over Bill and likely Phil. And Eric's win over me knocks me 2 back in the other chase pack there. So basically, Eric wins out. He wins, but he's definitely given himself some cushion for a loss because Eric is still leading in the points scored department over Bill as well. So what to watch for in the LFFL 3? We have 5 games technically still to be decided. Greg has already won in this league. Nate, a 21-point lead over Phil with Michael Pittman. Phil, of course, one of the co-leaders of this league right now, looking like he might just lose this week. Miles, a big lead over Matt, who has Pat Fryermuth available this evening. Sean, Matt Brennan. This one's a little dicey. Sean, also one of our leaders in this league, has 105 with the Steelers defense, but look at Matt Brennan. 92, but bringing Jonathan Taylor and Deontay Johnson to the battle. Matt Brennan actually is a favorite on Fantrax to go ahead and win this game. We'll see what happens, but Sean, one of the teams tied for first place in this league, could also lose, just like Phil. Eric, a close 83-77 lead over Andy. We have George Pickens versus Alec. I'm sorry, Alec, I spelled your name wrong. Alec Pierce. And then finally, Bill will win over Todd, who still has Najee Harris left. Bill, of course, the third of the co-leaders. Bill, very possible Bill could have the lead all to himself in this league at the end of this week. Let's check out your playoffs. In with a win. Bill, we think Bill's going to win this game in the command center. Bill will be in. Sean and Phil, on the other hand, no locks to win their games. They would need to win to be in this week. There is no way they can get in this week with a loss. Officially out. Wah, wah, wah. Todd, my brother, and I all out in Nate. If Phil comes back to win, Nate will also be officially eliminated. So we are kicking fools out of this league, but a 12-team league with 16 playoffs. People get eliminated quicker, don't they? So, LFFL for your Thanksgiving slate, I was able to take it at 162.36, edging out Eric at 155.22. Todd takes the bronze medal on Thanksgiving. This was actually my first win of the entire season. However, it was my third win in 5 Thanksgiving contests. Apparently, I like my turkey and pie and fantasy football on Thanksgiving. Thursday night, that night, we did a Thursday night contest. Phil, the winner, edging out Nate and myself and Eric, actually, in a close one on that. Congratulations to Phil. Showdown slate win number 3 on the season. Nate maintains his lead, but Eric draws ever closer to Nate in the standings. Bill, Phil, myself, and Greg round out the top teams. LFFL 5, what to watch for tonight. Not a ton to watch for. It's the last week of the regular season. Playoffs are locked in. Andy and Bill already win. But here's what we're watching for. The current record high in a single week, Bill, 285 back in 2020. Second highest score was Greg at 276. Look what we have here. Phil, 275 with still one player left to play. Eric, 267 is finished at this point, but wow, look at these scores. Phil can absolutely get Bill this evening. I will be watching this closely. Just these 10 points out of a linebacker. You like his chances of potentially setting a new record high score in this league, going into the playoffs the right way. We love it. If Eric beats Greg, it will be Phil versus Eric in round one and myself versus Greg in round one. And obviously, I don't think Mika Fitzpatrick is going to score like 90 points. So we're gonna say those are likely your playoff matchups: Phil versus Eric, myself versus Greg in this league. LFFL 7. It looks like my brother is going to be on the way out over here. Doesn't have a quarterback score yet this week. Has Matt Ryan on the roster. Matt Ryan currently replacing a 0. However, obviously, Matt Ryan going to need to score about 38 points for Andy to survive this thing. I didn't have a chance to look it up. I'm guessing the last time Matt Ryan scored 39 points was a long time ago. So Andy likely on the outs. Matt is the team on the chopping block. If Andy does get those 30 billion points he needs, Matt would be the team out, lowest finished score at this point. And finally, your LFFL 9, the two teams that led with a comfortable lead, that lead has shrunk this week. I had a comfortable lead over Phil in the 113 matchup. Phil has absolutely closed the gap, top 200 this week. Very impressive stuff. I do still have 3 players to play tonight: George Pickens, Alec Pierce, and Colts defense. However, if you'll notice, I'm replacing an 8, an 8.4, and an 8.4. So I would need some significant scoring out of those guys to really improve my score by a lot. So this is definitely going to be a tight one going into the second week. I was also able to close the gap over here on Greg, not as much as Phil. I did also top 200 points. Unfortunately for me, Greg looks like he might just top 200 points also. He has Michael Pittman and George Pickens tonight, replacing 6.8 and 7.3 points. So when I say those points, that's what they have to score to start counting after that. So certainly looks like Greg will have a comfortable lead, but not nearly as comfortable as before the week started. So that's all I got for you tonight. Make sure you hop in our Monday DraftKings contest for this thrilling 17-13 game that's going to be tonight, or whatever it's going to be. I will be back with the full recap show. Have some more stuff decided, hopefully some new league records if Phil can get her done tonight. So we will talk to you very, very soon. Enjoy the game tonight.